Sant Gadgibaba Amravati University, Amravati, is organizing these NEP awareness webinars in every month. So this is our last webinar of this session, of this financial year or academic year session. And as you know, for every webinar, the theme which has been selected, these themes are from the group or key initiatives taken by UGC for the implementation of NEP-2020. So today is also we have taken one such theme, and that is standards and procedures, minimum standards and procedures for the award of PhD degree. Now, before we move further, first of all, I would like to welcome our today's speaker or resource person, Professor Prashant Gawande sir. Sir, I would like to welcome you on behalf of the UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center of Sant Gadgibaba Amravati University, Amravati to this webinar session. Also, I extend a very warm welcome to all intelligent teaching faculties which has joined to this webinar session. And welcome to all administrative staff members of our center. So once again, with a very, very warm welcome to one and all, here we are starting our webinar, and I would like to introduce our today's speaker, Professor Prashant Gawande sir. Teacher friends, it's my pleasure to introduce you our today's speaker, Dr. Prashant Gawande sir. Presently, he is a professor in the PG Teaching Department of Botany at our university. He belongs to the field of botany, and he has more than 15 years of teaching experience at PG and UG level. Then he has done his research or he has specialization in the field of cytology, molecular biology, molecular taxonomy, DNA barcoding, plant systematics, and bioinformatics. He is also a recognized PhD supervisor at our university, and presently 7 research scholars are working for their PhD studies under his guidance, and 4 scholars have received PhD degree under his able guidance. He has published more than 25 research papers in the national as well as international journals. He has also authored 2 books. He has worked on research projects, 2 minor and 2 major. Then his research, it is mainly on DNA barcoding, and he has submitted 375 DNA sequences to National Center of Biotechnology Information. He has also 89 DNA barcodes at his credit. He has received Best Researcher Award. And as I have mentioned, for today's webinar session, the topic is minimum standards and procedures for the award of PhD degree. Now, before starting, sir, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and today being here with all of us. And here I would like to once again welcome each and everyone, and I request Professor Prashant Gawande sir to please start with the session. Sir, please.
Yeah. At the beginning, Madam, can I audible?
Yes, sir. You are clearly audible, sir.
Yes. At the beginning, I again very much thankful to the organizers to organize such a wonderful session. Because you know the PhD the award of PhD is a most debatable topic nowadays. There is a debate, and everyone wants to know about the PhD and all corners of PhD. Whatever influx is there from the time to time from UGC. UGC always with in view of the incorporation of new provisions every time, right from the beginning, and that's why the minimum standard is again that implemented by UGC right from beginning from 2000, I think from 1994 to the 2022, and we have different types of the framework that again instituted by the UGC for the sake of to drive the PhD in all universities, in all academic institutions, like the other autonomous institutions as well as the other scientific institutions in the all over the India as well as throughout the globe. That's why this topic is a too much debatable topic, because because UGC every time wants to create some sort of provision in order to enhance the quality in teaching as well as quality in the research. That's why uh,
All dear participants, please mute yourself.
whether my slides,
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
yeah. So before we start the topic, because madam always uh, behind me to be here as a speaker on minimum standard and procedure and award of PhD degree by the virtue of regulation 2022. But I want to share some information right from the 2009 the regulation up to the 2022 regulation. What happens during this timeline, and uh, and that's why this is what the more important and debatable topic I want to say. See, under 2009, मुझे एक बात पूछनी है, whether you comfortable with English or in dual in Hindi as well as in Marathi. Anyone from outside the Maharashtra?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Are you comfortable with English mixing with Hindi or English?
Yes, 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 sir.
Yeah. Okay, okay. No problem. So during 2009, there is one gazette notification that published by the University Grant Commission, again on the name of the minimum standard and procedure for award of MPhil/PhD degree, regulation 2009. Now, the incorporation of more stringent provisions that we started during from the 2009 onwards. Earlier, the scenario of incorporation of provision is by the virtue of notification, no doubt, because all notifications of UGC is mandatory. But what happens, provided that government of Maharashtra should, or every state government have to have the put forth all these direction through its gazette notification, and ultimately there is incorporation in all universities in all over the India. So after 2000 during 2009, after publication of the minimum standard procedure and for the award of MPhil or PhD degree, regulation 2009, now UGC want to streamline the PhD degree in all over the India. That's why there is incorporation of this regulation. Later on, during 2016 and 18, during 2016, again, one more regulation that incorporated by the University Grant Commission, that is again this name is same. During 2018, again, the University Grant Commission incorporate one more, or the issue one more notification for the award of MPhil or PhD degree. And now during this tenure, there are again 4 amendments are there during 2018 to 2021. Later on, under 2022, there is again the one more gazette notification issued but the name is slight change. That is University Grant Commission Minimum Standard and Procedure for Award of PhD degree only. That notification called it as a Regulation 2020, right? Earlier, they want to incorporate MPhil along with the PhD because during 2009, they wanted to create the examination as in the form of MPhil, because MPhil PhD entrance state should be incorporated and incepted and they mobilize by through the academic sections in all universities for the sake of admission of student to the MPhil as well as to the PhD degree. Prior to the 2009, there is a scenario without the MPhil degree without examination. Earlier, there is a PhD entrance test. Aptitude test is earlier. Later on, this aptitude test get it converted into entrance test. And now, during 2009, there is the slight change is the incorporation of or the admission of student to the MPhil or to the PhD should be through the entrance examination. That's why this is what we called it as a major change during this tenure. After 2009, again up to the 2018, there's all amendments are there for the sake of MPhil as well as for the PhD through the entrance test. But what happens after 2009 and during 2016, there is one more incorporation is there by the University Grant Commission. That's why the test that divide into two major components. One component that related to the research methodology and other component that related to the subject specific domain. Prior to that, there is no subject specific domain that introduced after the prior to the 2009. Later on, during 2009, there is an incorporation of two different domains under these examinations. That's why this is what the quite important notification is there during 2009. Later on, there is a publication of notification. One more publication of notification is 2010. During again and 2012, and again there is one more notification under 2015. But there is a gradual change in these notifications. That's why now the minimum standard that defined under 2009 there is amendment up to the 2016. Later on there is amendment in 2016 regulation. Amended regulations are there up to 2018. After 2018 again amended regulations up to 2021. Later on there is a publication of notification 2022. Now, gradually they wanted to remove the MPhil component from the PhD. That's why the MPhil degree is removed during timeline by the University Grant Commission, and that's why the pattern of entrance test is changed. That's why during 2022, only one thing is there. That is whatever entrance tests are there that conducted by all universities in throughout India, that should be for the sake of admission to the PhD degree only, not to the MPhil degree only, not to the MPhil degree. So the earlier we conducted under the name of MPhil. Later on, during 2022, we conduct the test and the name of only PhD entrance test. This is what the gradual scenario. Now, while talking about the things, you will find the different criteria that laid down under the the UGC notification. See the criteria for the recognition of supervisor and co-supervisor. Early, for the teacher, as per the criteria laid down by the university, both for UG and PG, here is a under UGC notification 2009 under clause 6. Here is a who should be a supervisor, PhD supervisor or MPhil supervisor, that notified by this UGC notification under clause 6. But there is a not at all a concrete provision they incorporated under this clause number 6. That should be defined by the each and every university, and that's why they as per the directions, as per the ordinances that created in tune with this 2009 UGC regulation, they incorporated different criteria for the teachers. Now during 2016, now one more thing is what the regular teacher who is a professor, associate professor or assistant professor, he will be a guide during this 2016 under clause 6. Now, when we're talking about the UGC notification 2018, the similar is the thing that repeated during this from the 2016 to the 2018. Now, under UGC notification 2022, they shut down the MPhil course and only PhD supervisorship is available with this 2022 notification. Similar clause is there under clause 6, but they not at all wanted the regular faculty. Here they wanted permanent faculty members. The permanent faculty members working as a professor, associate professor, assistant professor. Okay. But only from the postgraduate institute or from the 4-year UG course or the 4-year honor degree instituted in the institutes, they can only act as a supervisor. This is what a major change they propose under 2022 regulation under clause 6. Earlier, prior to 2009, there is the whatever conditions that laid down under the respective ordinances of the university. Later on, during 2009, under the 2009 criteria again decided by the ordinances. Here during 2016, they wanted regular professor or associate professor, assistant professor, but the criteria of experience that incorporated by the universities or the instituted by the university by the virtue of ordinances and statute available with the in the university acts at different states as well as and in the different universities of the state. Now during 2018 again the similar is the thing, but during 2022 they again incorporated one word, that is what the permanent faculty member. You know, earlier the period of the probation period is of 2 years. Later on that reduced to the 1 year probation period. That's why during the 6th pay commission, there is a the probation period is reduced to the 1 year. That means here the permanent faculty member is this word that always related to the teacher who appointed and has an experience of 1 year. After the completion of 1 year of his probation period, he will be PhD supervisor, or he may apply for the supervisorship. This is what the clause. Another clause is of the postgraduate institute or 4-year UG program, right? The institutes that run PG courses or the postgraduate institute, that means all the courses under this institute should be a PG, or whatever they under that the single program, that means the under the single subject there should be a two different programs, one program as an undergraduate program and another program as a postgraduate program. Then and then only there is a possibility of the supervisorship, the award of supervisorship to the candidates, right? This is what the case. Or 4-year UG program, because under the 4-year UG program that incorporated under the national education policy, and that's why the national education policy that decides the national education policy that decides the incorporation of the 4-year degree programs along with the one-year research or the 1-year research, PG with research, and the 4 years of UG program. That means the either as in the form of two concrete domains. That means the bridging the gap between the UG and PG. That's why they instituted 4-year UG program. Earlier, under the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, there is that all the programs as the 4 years UG program. Under the Faculty of the other faculties like medicine, under the Faculty of Medicine, there is again 4-year UG program. But under the Faculty of Science, because there is a merging of this faculty during this the present time, there is only one faculty, that is the Faculty of Science and Technology. Earlier, there is engineering is a different faculty, medicine is a different faculty. And that's why these two faculties that have to have the 4-year degree programs. Somehow, in some of the cases, under the Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Commerce, there are again these 4-year degree programs. And under the Faculty of Science, there is only 3-year degree program. That's why when they incorporated this 4-year degree program during the National Education Policy 2020, that's why they intentionally give the supervisorship to the PG teachers. That's why they wanted to have the postgraduate institute or 4-year UG running institute. This is what the case. The criteria for supervisorship is again the PhD degree. He should be award as a notification or the award of PhD degree. He have the PhD degree. Another thing is of the publication. Under 2009, not required, the publication is not required. But under 2016, professor with 5 research publication in peer-reviewed journals. Here, with associate professor and assistant professor needs to require 2 research papers, peer-reviewed and referred journals. Same thing happens in 2018. But however, there is a slight change in 2022. That is, professor and associate professor that shall have a 5 research publication. However, to the assistant professor, only 3 peer-reviewed and referred journal publications. external supervisors, that is what the outside to the geographical region of the university. That means the university jurisdiction, that the boundary of each and every university is again mapped by the university acts at time to time, and that's why no external supervisor is allowed in 2022, during 2018, and during 2016. But during 2009, there is a chance of award of the supervisorship to the person sitting outside the area of the university jurisdiction. This is what the major change that happens from the 2016 to 2020. Now, here is the one more clause is guidance. The guidance or the allocation of supervisors within a jurisdiction of the university, but from the different research center. That research center, the different research center supervisor is again allocated to the other centers of under the jurisdiction of university. This is what there is a allowed under 2009. That not a single provision is there in 2009. That's why whatever incorporation is there, that incorporated through the directions and existing ordinances at that time, and in all universities. During 2016, not allowed, but may, because may be attached to the other RC as per the recommendations of the RRC. Through the RAC, Research Advisory Committee is there, and Research Advisory Committee feels if there is a need of allocation of the supervisor to the different research center. This is what the way that initiated through the RAC and recommended by the recommendation placed before the RRC through the RAC, and ultimately there is a allowing. The similar is the case under 2018, but during 2022 regulation that cannot supervise research scholars in other institutions, right? Though that institutions fall under the same research area, under the jurisdiction of same university, but they cannot supervise the student at different locational research center. This is what the major change during this 2022 notification. Now the admission of student, the criterion laid down for the admission of students, that is what the PG under relevant subject. Under the UGC notification 2009, under clause 9, B plus degree, master degree with B plus, this student allowed to take admission to the PhD. Under this 2009 notification, not a single clause is there to treat the foreign degrees for the securing of admission to the PhDs. Now, the under clause 2 of this notification 2016, again 55% of marks equivalent to the B grade in UGC 7-point scale, right? That means the grading system introduced by the UGC that followed under the 2016 UGC notification. That's why the percentage of marks is 55, equivalent to the B grade in UGC 7-point scale. Foreign universities are allowed relaxation to as per the reservation policy of state, that is 5%. That needs to require only 50% for SC, ST, OBC. That is under non-creamy layer category. The non-creamy layer category that again removed and redefined by the state government. That's why the candidature under SC category and ST category need not require non-creamy layer. Only OBC, SBC, VJNT, this category needs to require non-creamy layer certificate. This is what the case. But still, there is a maintenance of this relaxation 5 to 50% for SC, ST, OBC, non-creamy layer category. Though other schedule is available for the reservation, and that's why these all reservation categories treat under this relaxation clause. Under class 2 again, this similar is the case of the during 2018. Now under UGC regulation 2022, there is a major change. 1 year oblique 2 semester master's degree program after a 4-year 8-semester bachelor degree program, minimum of 75% marks in aggregate for 4-year 8-semester bachelor degree program. For 2 years, for 2 years PG program, 2 years 4-semester PG program, again the qualification criteria is same with 3 years bachelor degree is 55% of marks equivalent to B grade in 7-point scale. Again, foreign degree is allowed. Relaxation is from 55 to 50, that is 5% relaxation is there. This is what the case, because these students 1 year 2-semester degree program after 4 years 8-semester bachelor degree program, right? Four-year UG with 1 year PG by research. This criteria incorporated under the National Education Policy 2020. That's why they include 1 year 2-semester master's degree, because all students needs to require master's degree. But the definition of master's degree, 1 year earlier needs to require 2 years 4-semester master degree. Later, they incorporate 1 year 2-semester master degree, provided the student should completed 4 years 8-semester undergraduate program. Then and then only these students allowed to take admission to the PhD. And the percentage of marks, minimum of 75% marks in aggregate, 5% relaxation is there, 70% to the reservation category candidates. Or the candidate have 2 years 4 semester PG, that means that student must have 3 years, 6 semester UG program. Like the situations under 2009, situations under 2016, situations under 2018. This program, again, the condition is same, 55% marks, 5% relaxation. Okay. Test under clause 9. Here is the PET, because most of the universities only there is a conduction of PhD aptitude test or entrance test only for the PhD degree, not for the MPhil degree. That's why the labeling must be MPhil, PhD entrance test. But some and most of the universities only there is a PET. They remove the MPhil. That's why there should be a MPET, but most of the universities they conducted PET. Again, the component is a subject specific domain and the research methodology. PET conducted by the university as per the separate norms. Other thing is what the UGC, CSR, NET, JRF, SLAT, GATE, teacher fellowship, passing criteria not decided, right? Now, the under clause 5 during 2009 is again MPET or PET conducted by university, 50% from the research methodology and 50% to the subject specific domain. There is a separation of the percentage separation of the subject domain as well as the research methodology domain under the 2016 as well as under 2018. Similar is the criteria. Under 2022, the under clause 5, the entrance test, again, the similar is the criteria. 50% of component should be from research methodology and 50% shall be from the subject specific domain. Passing criteria is 50%. Earlier, it might be vary, but here is a passing criteria is 50%. Now they allowed only fellowship and scholarship under the UGC NET, UGC CSR NET, GATE and SEED and similar national level tests. This is only a provision that incorporated during 2020. They avoid all state level tests conducted by the UGC, like as in the form of SLAT, as in the form of other examinations. They only consider these examinations, that is UGC NET, UGC CSR NET, including JRF or lecturership, LS or JRF, GATE and SEED and similar national level tests. But during this 2-3 days, there is one more thing that incorporated on 27 March 2024. That is what the public notice issued by the University Grant Commission under the notice number that recommended through the UGC NET reviewing committee has intends to remove the all university conducted test examinations for the fulfillment of entry level qualification to admission to the PhDs. They only put the NET examinations under 3 categories. One as a LS with JRF, another one is LS lecturership, and last one is for the only for the PhD. That means whatever the declaration of result is there under the NET, and after the removal of the university conducted examinations or the entry level examinations, this is what they want to intend the conversion for the or the removal of the university conducted examinations. And that's why this is what the major change by the way of the publication of this public notice. But during from the July of this year, they incorporate the NET examinations or the mandatory qualification for the admission to the PhD programs in all universities of India. They wanted to streamline the admission procedure by the incorporation of the NET examination domain, that is third domain, for the admission to the PhD degree. They wanted to again incorporate some examinations through the national testing agencies for the other subjects, technical subjects like engineering and the pharmacy and other the bar council subjects and all other things through the national testing agencies. But for the science, where there is a conduction of NET examination is there, they wanted to incorporate the domain 3 for the sake of to take admission to the PhDs in all universities in India. This is what the major change. The allocation seat allotment is a criteria. Similar is the thing that is under the 2009, there is a permitted number of the students. But during 2016, under clause 5.2.2, the declaration of the seats as per the reservation policy is a mandatory domain that initiated by University Grant Commission through the advertisement under 2 national and 1 local newspaper, as well as publication on the website of the university as well as on the institutional website. This is what the major change during 2016. Similar is the case of 2018. Again, under 2022, the case is similar. But they again incorporated one more provision for the admission to the PhD is of the weightage to the entrance test. Because here is the incorporation of interviews under the 2009 under clause 9 of 3. That is what the interview only on the research topic. No weightage is given to the interview. Again, in 5.4.2 under 2016, similar is the case. In 2018, again, similar is the case. But in 2022, they incorporate the score of or the declaration of seats as per the score of the weightage is 70% for entrance test and 30% for performance in the interview or and during 5 hours. The 70-30 component they introduced during 2022 for the allotment of seats to the PhD seats to students. They wanted to create there must be a creation of merit list, and as per the merit list, there is the merit list and waiting list shall be declared by the institute or by the research center, and they again the call for interview 1:4 ratio is there for the interview. After interview, then again creation of the final list of students as on the basis of criteria laid down, that is the 70% weightage to the entrance test and 30% to the interview. This is what the major change during the UGC notification 2020. Now, while talking about the coursework, the UGC notification 2009, they propose the coursework under class 13. That is what the one domain should be from research methodology. Another domain is from the quantitative methods. Third domain from the computer application. And last domain is of review of literature. Now, during 2009, MPhil students exempted from the coursework. After passing the entry-level examination or the entrance examination, they directly, because the policy is same. For the MPhil as well as for the PhD, there should be a common entrance examination. Through the entry-level examination, common entrance examination, if he registered for MPhil, then after completion of MPhil, he or she need not require the coursework because he already completed coursework under MPhil. Similar is the case of 2016, but the credit and grade system that introduced during 2016, that's why they allot 8 to 16 credits to the research methodology, quantitative methods, research ethics, review of literature. Right? Earlier, research ethics not at all a mandatory requirement under 2009, but during 2016, they introduced the research ethics. During 2018, again, the credit system is same, 8 to 16 credits. Again, there is incorporation of research ethics. MPhil is exempted from the coursework because the similar is the case that all MPhil admissions through the entrance test. That's why there is a exemption. So, under UGC notification 2022, the course is of the 12 credit course, or maybe it may be extended up to the 14 credits or to the 16 credits. Again, research publication and ethics. One more thing is added during the 2018 to 19 is a research and publication ethics. Earlier, there is the ethical components, research ethics is there, but the the research and publication ethics that incorporated through the by the by the virtue of this notification, and that's why the one more change in 2022. Another change in 2022 is what? The research methodology course, along with the PhD candidate should be trained for the pedagogy and teaching, because they wanted to they they allot 4 lectures to the PhD candidate. That's why the research pedagogy in teaching, the pedagogy in teaching is incorporated during 2022. Here one more change is there, that is MPhil not at all exempted, because MPhil is totally locked during this tenure. That's why the no more MPhil admissions are there, and that's why the MPhil not at all exempted from the coursework. Only those MPhils exempted from the coursework, that admission through the common entrance test to the MPhil, after completion of MPhil, they again allowed to take admission directly to the PhD without coursework. This is what the earlier conditions. If earlier conditional student is there, then you can admit that student directly to the PhD. But during the 2022 to 2024, no more admissions are there to the PhD, because PhD is completely blocked by the UGC. That withdraw the institution of degrees from the universities in all over India, and that's why the UGC is not exempted. Now, while talking about the allocation of research centers, they, as per UGC notification 2009, both for UG as well as PG, there is a research center. Similar is the case of the research supervisor also. Research supervisor who teach UG or he teach PG, then he is a supervisor at that time during 2009. And 2016 also similar is the case. In 2018 also similar is the case, but in 2022 only PG or 4 years UG as a students, they allowed the 4 years UG centers, they allowed for the recognition of research center. There is a defined mechanism is there under the different ordinances through these different committees. Now, talking about the mode of research, earlier during 2009, under 2016, under 2018, only one mode is there. That is what the under 2016 and 2018, there is a regular mode. Under 2009, no mode is mentioned under the 2009, but under 2022, they split the two modes of the research, either through the part-time mode or through the full-time mode, because they changed the tenure of the registration. Earlier there is a 5, somehow in some of the universities with 6, extension up to, that means the re-registration, that again added more 5 years to the academic career of students. That's why its total tenure is 10. But here is the reduction in the tenure during 2022. That's why they introduced two modes. One is part-time and another one is full-time. Now, let us move towards the provisions under 2000 UGC regulation 2022. The recognition of supervisor. Most important thing is what the academic affiliation and position. Here they want a regular teacher. The regular teacher means the teacher who appointed on clear vacancy, and the establishment of this clear vacancy is from last 4 years data. That position we call it as a regular teacher position, and the probation period is 1 year. After 1 year, he is a permanent teacher. Earlier, there is a temporary provision, that is temporary teacher. Later on, there is a permanent teacher after completion of his probation or his or her probation. Right? So, a teacher in the university department or affiliated postgraduate college, oblique institutions. The institute must be foregraduate, either by the way of incorporation of 3 years UG, 2-year PG program, or 4-year UG, 1-year PG by research program. Only these institutions, only those teachers, they can apply for the supervisorship under 2022. Teachers in the university departments or affiliated colleges. Postgraduate institutions, postgraduate colleges, institutions, postgraduate, or otherwise the autonomous institutions. Okay. Deliberately, they utilize the word university departments because in the universities, both type of departments are there, UG departments and PG departments. Some of the programs under the university department, they only run UG classes. Some of the university departments, they only run PG classes. They exclude the university departments. Either that department is UG department, but that department is a research center. But the another thing is there with the postgraduate colleges and institutions is they wanted to, again, there should be a 4 years UG with 1 year PG by research, or 3 years UG with PG program, 2 years PG program. That teacher can apply for the supervisorship. This is what the major change during this 2022 regulation. Another word they place is what the regular teacher. That's why the full-time permanent research scientist. Earlier there is a full-time, not full-time. Earlier they utilize word regular teacher. After completion of probation and the 4 years on the vacancy, that that that's it. There is that teacher, we called it as a regular teacher. Another thing is what the full-time permanent research scientist from the employed by the state government laboratory located under the jurisdiction of university. This is what the more important thing is what you cannot give a supervisorship the national institute located outside the jurisdiction of the university. There must be a that institute must comes under the jurisdiction of university. This is what another. Another thing is what the active research and development expert. Not less than the 10 years of experience in Department of Scientific and DSIR. That means we called it as a DSIR fellows, DSIR laboratories, recognized research and development laboratories, centers of industries within the jurisdiction of university. That means the industrial person can be a supervisor in the universities, provided that the institute should be under the jurisdiction of the university. Another thing is what the emeritus fellows and research professors and affiliated with the university department or recognized institutions. Other government funding agencies may be eligible to guide PhD student as long they hold the aforementioned position, but they cannot, because there is again one more criteria introduced by the University Grant Commission. That is what prior to the 3 years of retirement, any supervisor cannot supervise or cannot admit the students, though there is a vacancy under his supervisorship. This is what the one more thing that incorporated. That's why the emeritus fellows that can be act as a co-supervisors only if they wanted to become if they wanted to they admit the student, only co-supervise, because the supervisor should be there from the other subject that again defined by the RRC, provided that data should forwarded through the recommended through the RAC, Research Advisory Committee of the Research Center. This is what the way. Another, they needs to require the track record of research, at least. That means the professor, associate professor, 5 publications, 3 publications with assistant professor under the peer reviewed journal. They cannot mention the books, but somehow, and some of the institutions, they again incorporated the peer-reviewed research article published in a book by the Scopus Index publication. Intellectual property IPR is IPR publication is the only book that equivalent to the one publication. Again, the main inventor only. One technology transfer IPR, again the equivalent to the 2 publications. But this criteria not at all incorporated under 2022 regulation. But in some of the universities, they utilize this criteria for the in place of the research publications. Limit of research supervisor is again decided earlier in all notifications. Professor with 8, associate with 6, assistant professor with 4. Emeritus fellow allowed to register candidate 67 years of age. But only for the co-supervisorship, not for the supervisorship, directly to the scientist in the research institutions and the jurisdiction area of jurisdiction can work as again co-supervisor, can guide up to 4 research scholars as a co-supervisorship. Again, the role and responsibilities of the research supervisor and co-supervisor. Academic guidance and mentorship is one of the major area of comes under the responsibility. Another thing is the research supervision and support. Maybe any kind of support that you have to initiate. The one more thing is what the research ethics and integrity that should be maintained by each and every supervisor and co-supervisor. Because earlier, by the way of the issuance of the public notice as an incorporation of the ethics in research and research articles that incorporated under the coursework. That's why the integrity under the research ethics and integrity should be there. Professional development and training, that is whatever the things happens or during the finalization of your hypothesis, the student's hypothesis, that is what the all round professional development and training to the student is a responsibility of supervisor and co-supervisor. Communication and collaboration, collaborative research and collaborative program should be initiated by the supervisor and co-supervisor. The thesis evaluation and examination, because the supervisor as well as co-supervisor is an internal examiner of the during the PhD 5 hours. That's why the thesis evaluation and examination is again with the supervisor and co-supervisor. Monitoring and career guidance, again the monitoring by the way of the reporting with the university, by the way of the issuance of the progress report as well as the analysis of progress report is one of the major responsibility of supervisor and co-supervisor. If any supervisor fail and the integrity, then there is the provision that incorporated by the most of the universities in India. That is what if the approval of supervisor as a teacher is withdrawal by the university, by the statutes incorporated under the various universities act. In Maharashtra, there is the Maharashtra Public University Act. There is the provision under the statutes but somehow the uniform statute is not published. That's why there is a publication of the ordinances are there, the regulations and directions are there. And that's why in that case there is a withdrawal. The another thing is what the failure in ethics. That is what the any person the case of recognition obtained by the using the falsification by research publications. It's recommended to be retracted or already retracted under certain circumstances. That is what the circumstances are there. There is a plagiarism, data of aggregation, falsification, ethical violation, duplicate publications, errors, and all these things. There is a at this juncture there is a withdrawal of supervisorship. Recognition of research center. There is the provision of the incorporation of or the creation of committees, that the committee report when confirmed by the board of studies after every 5 years there is a again a recognition of the centers. This is what the case. That's why the similar is the case, the postgraduate colleges offering 4 years undergraduate program with honors, 1 year PG, or postgraduate program, the 2 years PG program. This center can be recognized as a research center. Another provision is there, at least 2 faculty members in a college or the institutions with the 2 qualified scientists in the research institutions. This is what another mandatory clause is there in the under 2022. Another thing is what the adequate infrastructure, administrative support, research facility, and library resources. This is what the thing. As on the basis of the infrastructure, staff and support and other facilities, somehow some of the universities that lock this intake capacity of the research center up to 30, that is maximum up to 30. Already there is a provision of the allocation of student under professor, associate professor, and the assistant professor. That is 864. If a institute have suppose 10 professors, then the intake of a research center is 80. At that time, the infrastructure, adequate infrastructure is not available. Then the decision made by the committee is more important, and the decision again, particularly that a tie-up with the maximum intake of 30 to the research centers under the universities. But and the universities all over the India that have the different intake provision, intake capacity, depending upon the infrastructural facilities. There is again the role and some responsibilities with the research center. There should be a defined purpose of the establishment of these centers. there is a the planning and coordination is more important during this PhD program. Resource management is again one of the parameter. Research governance and compliance is again one of the thing. Collaboration and networking is another part. Research dimension and impact. Research support and training. Stakeholder engagement, reporting and accountability is a role and responsibility of research center. Now the role and responsibility of head of the research center. And colleges there is a principal, in institutions there is a director, and in the university department there is head of the department. It's a the role and responsibilities of the appointment and authority, leadership and strategic planning, research management, team management and development, collaboration and networking, research funding and grants. We have many more things to be with this research center. Now the committees under the recognition of research center. Because dean is the academic officer of the university, that is under the all universities act. The dean of concerned faculty is the chairperson, chairman board of studies or ad hoc committee as a member, head of the department in case if there is no university department, then one of the vice chancellor's nominee that appointed on the RRC. That is what again the member of this research center recognition committee. Then and the university there is a defined responsibilities of the chairperson as well as the members, as well as the member that nominated by the honorable vice chancellor is again one of the things. Now the mode of admission is admission through the entrance test. Now there is a publication of the document by UGC NET reviewing committee. After that, there is no entrance test that conducted by the universities. Admission through the entrance test up to the July 2024. There is admission through the entrance test. Thereafter, the admission through the second criteria is a direct admission. The UGC CSR net said CD only this much qualification that included under the 2022. Somehow in some of the universities they again extended up to this one. But if there is a admissions only through the net as per criterion 3, then all these criteria is vanished during timeline. One more provision in some of the universities that incorporated the senior citizen with the age of 60 years and above, post-graduation degree with 50% of marks, experience in 15 years, postgraduate in a related field. Then he again he again admitted to the PhD program without any entrance test. But if there is a incorporation of only net as a criterion for the admission, then there must be some sort of debate on these clause. That is what the age of 60, because that not at all mentioned under the UGC regulation 2020. Now, for the sake of the admission to the PhD program, there must be two committees, because the RAC is not at all capable to do the job or to incorporate a student for the sake of PhD. So for the university department, there should be a different committee, and for affiliated colleges, there should be a different committee. Principal is a chairperson. The senior most teacher is a vice chairperson. Head of the department concerned subject. That is where you want to admit a student. That is what the research center is a member. Subject expert from outside, the again member. Lastly, the research supervisor is a member secretary. He has to. Now the PhD program committee, admission committee, is the admission policy and criteria. They should design the admission policy and criteria, application evaluation selection process, interview and entrance examinations, selection and admission, wet list of candidate, and transparency in admission. They should look after all these things. Another committee that introduced by the 2022 notification, that is the Research Advisory Committee for the university departments and university centers. Is again the one expert, head of the department concerned center expert, and research supervisor members. Principal of the concerned college for autonomous colleges, affiliated colleges, is again senior most teacher. Again, criteria is there. Head of the department concerned, one subject expert, and one research supervisor of PhD scholar is a member secretary from on the RAC. The research advisory committee and proposal evaluation and the research progress monitoring through the yearly progress report, as well as the seminars and other things. This is what again thing. The scholar guidance and monitoring, ethical compliance and research integrity, that is what that always cover under the coursework. Collaboration and networking, draft thesis evaluation, research excellence and dissertation. Now the structure of PhD program is like this. The coursework somehow in some of the universities with 14 credits. Thereafter, there is a coursework examination. That is by the issuance of various directions for this coursework examination. The preparation of synopsis, and then to the RRC, there is after completion of your completion of the work there is a draft thesis. One more provision incorporated by the universities in Maharashtra as well as outside the India is for the draft thesis, because any correction is there, that correction should be incorporated during the during the thesis evaluation, and ultimately there is a creation of final thesis, and lastly there is a notification. Duration of PhD program that mentioned under 2022 is for full time as well as part time. Maximum additional years is 2. For full time, there is a 8 years, not exceeded 8 years. For part time, there is a 9 years. The persons having disability, there is a allocation of additional 2 years. That means 8 if he is a full time, then 8 plus 2, that is 10. If he is a part time, then 9 plus 2 is 11. Not exceeded. There is a responsibility of PhD scholar also. Enrollment and registration, research project and proposal creation, conduct of research and ethical guidance, progress and reporting, that is whatever progress he has, there is preparation of progress report and put before the RAC and thereafter to the RRC. Academic development and training, thesis preparation and submission, evaluation and defense, academic integrity and professional conduct should be in tune. Dissemination of research findings. Thesis reprise and examination panel is again the important thing. That is the one is constitution and composition. Composition of panel, that is the reprise selected by the Vice Chancellor from the panel that recommended from the RRC and suggested by RAC. That is what the role of RAC is important in order to decide the panel. That is the preparation of panel. The evaluation of thesis by the examiners, and ultimately there is a thesis should be, and the presentation of thesis should be in the proper manner. The title is clear and concise. If there is a hypothesis, then the hypothesis should contain all these elements. Spelling, grammar, and all other things. It's again more important during the thesis creation. The research RRC is a defined through the acts by the universities. That is what the Pro Vice Chancellor is the ex officio chairman, subject expert, and all other things that as per the University Act. Again, the Research Recognition Committee have the power and duties, because earlier there is all these committees have role and responsibility, but here is the power and duties of the Research Recognition Committee, the recommendation and all other things that through the Research Recognition Committee. Each and every university should prepare the calendar of events. That is the entrance test. Now there may be a change in the PhD entrance test, because that again only this test conducted during July and December. twice in a year. That is net. Again, the, the submission of vacancies to the university, announcement, admission process, PhD coursework examination, recommendation of synopsis, analyzation of re-registration and progress report. This is what about the PhD regulation 2022. So with this, I'm very much thankful to you and all the members of the Malviya Mission Training Center, Santa Gadge Baba Amravati University. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was really fantastic, and I was listening throughout. So all aspects you have covered. All aspects have been taught here, starting with 2009 to 2022, up to the new notification about PhD entry or entrance for all students all over the India. Now, thank you so much, sir, once again. Now the session is open for discussion or any queries if you have in your mind in concern with topic, and inputs or oral feedback expression for any kind of input. The session is open. I request the participants to please participate in the discussion session for 5-10 minutes at least.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for a wonderful, engaging session. Only one thing I wanted to ask was, is there any time duration difference between part-time and the full-time
Yeah.
PhD, sir?
Yeah. Because during part time, there is a total year is 9. That means they 3 earlier there is a 5 years. Later on there is a additional more addition to the 3 years to the regular student. One more year is added to the part time student.
That is 3 is regular, 5 is
9.
regular for part-time.
Yeah. Total 9.
No, that is extension, no, sir, extension. So regularly it is 3 for regular and 5 for part-time.
Yes.
And then, sir, for external university, can one be a co-guide?
No. He should be under the jurisdiction of university.
Okay, because in our college, some have become for the external university co-guides.
Yeah.
So it is not valid.
No, madam.
Okay, sir.
Okay. But those who are registered under the earlier ordinances or earlier regulations, they can continue up to the award of PhD degree. Otherwise, later on there is no provision to add the external supervisor from outside the jurisdiction of university, but and within a jurisdiction of university, you should add the co-guide from a different research center or other research center. Yeah.
No, it was not within the jurisdiction. It was from outside. So it is not valid.
Yeah. Earlier, there is a geographical clause under 2009 also. Prior to 2009 also, there is a geographical barrier. But some of the universities, they add par this barrier and register some supervisor from outside the jurisdiction of university.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other query or any other input? If it is not, I would like to conclude here. So once again, on behalf of the UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center of Santa Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, I would like to express my sincere thanks to today's expert, Professor Gawande sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm also thankful to all participants who have joined this webinar for your very positive response for the entire webinar series. 15 webinars up to it we had conducted, and I can see many of the teaching participants or teacher participants, they are consistently joining and attending every webinar. So thank you so much for such a huge response. I don't know whether we'll be getting such sanction once again for such types of the webinars. If it is so, from the UGC, again, hope to meet all of you in the next session also. Till then, goodbye, take care of yourself. And one more instruction for all participants, you will be getting your feedback link and e-certificates through the WhatsApp. So thank you so much. Take care of yourself. And thank you, sir, for such a nice session.
Thank you,
And
madam.
he declare that this webinar session is completed. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Meet you again.
Yes, yes. Hope to meet you all again and again. Yes, sir.
Okay.